Hi, and welcome back. I'm Helena Patience from Entreflow Consulting Group, and welcome to another weekly segment of our Appy Hour. Today I'm really excited to review Hubdoc, one of our favorite apps here at Entreflow. And what it is basically is a document repository, cloud-based document repository. So it's a place for us to store all of our clients' documentation. It has three amazing features. The first is it fetches statements, our client statements, directly from the source. So all of their bank statements, or phone bills, hydro bills, any kind of account where they'd have a regular statement, it fetches those as soon as they're released and brings them to us. The next is they have a unique email address that they're given through Hubdoc. Anything that comes through their email, any receipts for any purchases online or what have you, they can forward directly to Hubdoc, and they can also set up email forwarding depending on their email service to have those automatically sent over. And thirdly, with the phone app, they can take pictures of receipts on the fly while they're out and about, and they don't have to actually categorize those expenses through the app. They just have to take a picture and they're done. So we're able to get all of the documentation that we're required to close their books super easily. Okay, so the kick-ass feature for this app is actually I had two. One is the fetching capability that I talked about. So basically we don't have to chase clients for their bank statements anymore. Woo-woo! And the second is the OCR technology. So it'll read what's on the image or the attachment that's sent to Hubdoc, the data that's on there, and try to categorize it as best it can. We're still involved in the verifying and pushing of the data. You can set up some automation in there, but for the most part it reads the data quite well, and it saves data entry time. Again, woohoo. For our top features, so what happens with Hubdoc is once the transaction or the document comes in, the OCR is there to read the transaction level data. You can then push the transaction over to QuickBooks Online or Xero, and what happens is that data is sent over along with the attachment. Super cool. It means that you can go into your accounting software, and if you have a question about a certain transaction, you can actually open up the source documentation within your accounting software, and it's stored within the accounting software. It's not like it's redirecting you back to Hubdoc. That's really cool. You can email receipts to Hubdoc, like I mentioned. I think that's super cool. It saves the client a lot of time going through their email, trying to find things, at the end of the month. And it creates this centralized repository for all the documentation, which means that we can go paperless. It allows us to operate at a paperless environment here. Requested features, because there's always more that we want out of our software. So where I'd like to see some development is in the multi-currency functionality there. So a lot of our clients have bills that come in US dollars. It's a little bit messy with the FX moving over into QuickBooks, so I'd like to see a little bit of love there. For suitability, like Fathom I mentioned last week, this is another app that I think is suitable for all clients. At the price point of only $20 a month, the time savings is just huge for everybody. So for the client, it's so much easier for them to manage their documentation. Really, this is a much better solution to Dropbox or Google Drive in the functionality. And as well with the OCR technology, it's saving us having to do the data entry. So, especially because the bank feeds are great, but we can't pull out the tax in those. So this, helps solve that problem. So really suitable for all businesses. For the implementation rating, this is an easy peasy, super easy to get it set up. I would recommend if you're getting clients onto Hubdoc to actually sit with them, to get their accounts connected with them in person. There can be a little bit tricky sometimes with our Canadian banking security, where you have to put in we have three different questions that you have to answer. You need to kind of cycle through those three questions in order for things not to break. So it needs a little bit of love there. And then the usability rating is easy peasy. It's super easy for our clients once everything's set up to just take a picture of a receipt and forward an email to their email, the unique email address. So that's all I've got for Hubdoc for today. Again, if you like what you're seeing here, please subscribe so you can get the notifications of our next Appy Hour. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.